everyone. Today I was going to do a tarot card review and also add in a few tarot tips for anyone who's watching who may be a beginner or who maybe you've been working with tarot and you feel like you're kind of stuck or it's not really hitting home for you. So the tarot cards I'm going to review today, I have to get stuff so you can see them, is the Fantastical Creatures Tarot. I hope you can see that. They were written by J Conway. She has written several books. I have a couple of her books. If you've read her books, and you know that she does work a lot with mystical creature energies and things like that. The first book I read of hers was Dancing with Dragons? And it's a good book. I enjoyed it. She has several different ways of working with dragons. She has a lot of illustrations of dragons that are so neat, you know. A lot of meditations, a lot of spell work dealing with dragons. So if that's something you're interested in, and she works with, and she has information on other mythological creatures in her other books. The other book I have by her is Modern Celtic Shamanism by Oak, Ash, and Thorn. I really enjoyed this book as well. I don't agree with everything that she puts in her books. And these definitely aren't like down and dirty hardcore witchcraft, okay? But they're good. She has a lot of, in this book she talks about making, has a section on like making magical tools and stuff, and meditations, all sorts of things, and I like it. I mean, for one thing, it doesn't require a blacksmith forge to make her magical tools, which I've read a few that's pretty much what you needed. So anyway, it's interesting. And so if you like her books, and even if you don't just love her books, because I wouldn't say I love her books, I liked her books. But if you do like her books, you will like her tarot cards, I think. They are not, to me, they were not the most easy to read tarot cards. Mainly because the minor cards aren't really based on like the Rider-Waite deck. A lot of your tarot cards would basically just be the artist's interpretation of the Rider-Waite deck. These aren't anything like them. Here's like, for example, the Nine of Cups. I'm sorry, I know the glare is bad, so you really can't see that well, but they're beautiful. And I enjoy working with them. Like I said, it took me longer because they she has based hers on mythological creatures. So you really have to know what the mythological creature is and understand how she's basing her interpretations based on that mythological creature. And that took me a while to sort of grasp, because I didn't know what some of these were. Some of them I did, some of them not so much, but the artwork is extremely detailed and so beautiful. Like, I'm trying to see if you can, I'm looking on a computer screen to see if you can see what I'm trying to show you. So they're great cards. Like I said, you need to know a little bit about mythological creatures, but she does include this little booklet. See if you can see that. And it will describe the mythological creature. Like on the star, she has a firebird pictured, and see, she'll tell you what it is, like in parentheses next to it, and really goes into detail. Also, this book includes not just the divination, meaning the meaning of the tarot card, but also magical uses for the tarot card, which I really like, because I like to use tarot cards and spells sometimes, not all the time, but I do like to use them sometimes. And though the fact that she includes that in her book, I just thought was really cool, because not very many people do that in their books. They don't include like tips and ways to use the cards in Magic, but the Tower, that's beautiful, I thought. They're really sturdy cards. The back of them looks like that. And, meh, you know, I've seen better. But they're not ugly by any means. But, you know, it wasn't just super impressive. The backs of them weren't. But, like I said, I like them. I really, once I connected to them, I found them to be very helpful in so many ways as far as really, that was the Eight of Swords. Oh, here's the Seven of Wands. This is so cool. I love that. But yeah, they are very insightful, in my opinion. Like I said, it's just a matter of connecting to the cards and understanding what the artist and the person who created the cards, the writer, are trying to say. And sometimes that can be difficult if you don't know about where they're coming from as far as their illustrations and stuff. So, like I said, this book is really handy that comes with it. And you learn about a lot of neat little mythological creatures that you may not have known existed. So I enjoyed that aspect of it. Whenever in my experience, to connect to cards, I use several different ways to connect to cards. Some tarot cards you can pick up and you just have this automatic connection. The Rider-Waite deck was like that with me. I mean, I just automatically connected to that, it seemed, and it wasn't a big struggle to figure out what it was trying to say. Like I said, this deck was one of those decks that I just bought on a whim and didn't know anything about it, and was just like, oh, pretty, grabbed it. And sometimes that happens, you know, I think with everybody. But in order to connect to this deck better, not only did I just work with it constantly. I mean, when I first got it, I think I've had them for a little over a year. I just steadily worked with them every day. Like, just pulled a card of the day or read for everybody that I could get my hands on. All my family members, myself, friends, neighbors, like, hey, come on, I'm going to read with these cards so I can get used to them. And that helps. I mean, working with your cards is pretty much the #1 way to connect with your cards. But also, I meditated with one card a day. Just picking up a random card and working with that card and meditating. And to me, that was really helpful. Oh, and and I will say, her mythological creatures really do go with the suit. As far as like cups, she has mainly water based mythological creatures, things like that. It's like let me see. As for like pentacles, it's mainly like gnomes, brownies, things like that, that are earth related. So that was really neat. I was glad that she sort of kept that theme. Wands was air based mythological creatures, sirens, things like that. So to me, that shows that at least she knows she knows the basics of tarot, which is always good, and it helps remind you that this is the element that this connects with, and this is why. So she did a really great job with that. Anyway, it seems like I was going on a tangent about something else earlier, but now I can't remember what. Connecting with the cards. Also, I will sleep with them under my pillow. That may sound a little weird, but it helps. I usually have some of the craziest dreams, but they always have a purpose. When I sleep with tarot cards under my pillow, the dreams become very insightful Interesting, sometimes kind of crazy, but insightful. So that's another way I connect to my cards. Books based on just reading tarot in general, not based on not the little booklets that come with cards, but like books that are actually based on tarot reading are great. I have a couple somewhere. I'm not really sure right now where they are, but there's so many, out there. But those help if you are just now beginning to read tarot cards and you aren't really sure where to start. Books are great. Online courses are really good. Now they have several. When I first started reading, it wasn't even a thing. So, but since then, I've taken at least 2 tarot courses, and both of them were really enlightening. A lot of it has to do with history, let's see, connections to the Kabbalah, things like that. So, you might think that sounds sort of like ho-hum and bleh, but it's really not. I mean, it really helps you understand the connections made in the tarot, the journey of the Fool, and things like that. So definitely check into that if you're having trouble, or if you're just beginning and have no idea where to start. Look into online tarot classes. Some of them are free, some of them cost. So my rule of thumb is most of the time you get what you pay for. So not to say that the free ones are bad. I've taken at least one free course, and it was really good. So, it just all depends on you, and what you like. Like I said, these cards I really enjoy. At first, I wasn't sure about them because, like I said, it took me a while. But now that I've connected, I use them in a lot of stuff. I really like to use them in spell work. To me, they just are great for spell work, better than most of the cards I've used. They're really sturdy. Like I said, I've had these for over a year, and look, I mean, they are in great condition, and it's not for lack of use. I use them all the time. So that's a plus. I like it when my cards are sturdy, especially when I use them in spell work. You get all sorts of junk on them. I've gotten wax on those, tried herbs, which that's not that big of a deal because that's just wipe off, but water, all sorts of stuff, and it just came right off, and they still look great. So here's one of the Pentacle, and I thought that was really cool. 6 of Pentacles. So there's just the artwork's beautiful. I like. Let's see. I'll get one I haven't shown you. I wish I had a better way of showing you, because I don't think that my little laptop camera is. I think I've shown all those. Is doing justice to this deck. Here, King of Swords. And see. Oh, there's like a glare. But I love the etchings outside of the artwork, and then you have the little sword symbol up there, and it's just, they're really well done, and they're really, oh, well, that's backwards. They're really well done, and they're really beautiful. So I highly recommend them. And like I said, if you're familiar with J Conway and her work and any of her books, I think you'll probably enjoy them. So they're great, and I'll probably do a couple more reviews on other tarot cards I have. I really want to get a couple more decks soon, and then I can do even more reviews. So hope you enjoyed the review, and I hope the tips were helpful. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful Wednesday. Thanks.